It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
Yo, man. Boom, Miss Rusty. Boom, Miss Rusty. Boom, Miss Rusty. There it is. One of the times it's going to work. I'm just going to know where it is and know how high I can go without clipping out. Welcome to the, geez, I almost said a different word. The podcast, the public access podcast here on the Quantum Global Broadcasting Network, QGBN. I'm your host, Rusty Diamond. It's a production of Stoner Eats too, so you'll get that at the end. Anyhow, you guys, this is my second podcast today, second of 3. I got another one coming up a little later, so you guys are going to have plenty to listen to. And you know what? I'm just going to get my guest come on here right now because we're going to go. We're just going. I have a special guest today. I have 3 special guests today. This is my special guest number 2, right here, right now. It's Gregorio Lewis. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks, Rusty. How are you doing, my friend?
Man, great. It's Monday. That means it's good. Mondays are always nice. I like Mondays.
Mondays are great. F yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's a good way. There's too many people that just can't do the Mondays, and that's not me. That's not me. Sunday mornings became my favorite time for a while, just as far as having a place to a lot of people busy doing other things. That was kind of nice. I lived in Salt Lake City for a little bit, so Monday mornings were pretty dead around town. That was cool. But Monday mornings, I like it. I can get up and get going and have everyone already have hours and hours before anyone else starts their day. So let's see. So you're in Mexico right now.
That's correct. Yep.
Whereabouts in Mexico?
Let's just say I'm a few hours south of Mexico City.
Cool. Okay. All right. That sounds like a good place. Yeah, I mean, Mexico, I don't know. I was looking at going there as well. But yeah, work took me out this way. So there's a lot to it. There's a lot to Mexico. And so now that you're down there, what's your favorite thing to do while you're down there?
I do the same thing every day, usually, which is hang out, feed my cats, water my rose plants, go for a walk to the center, eat my lunch at the Mercado, talk to people, hang out, walk around, eat lunch, and repeat. That's what I do every day until I go to bed. And then sometimes I talk to people like yourself. So my favorite thing that I do is, I think, almost everything that I do.
That's the best thing to do. If everything you do is the favorite thing to do, that ain't too bad at all right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good if you lose everything in your life and you have to start over. You might as well find a degree of happiness to focus on. And if little things make you feel okay in the moment, then sometimes that's good enough, right?
Right. And yeah, that's always a start. It's always a start, and that can lead to open up many more doors. Once that first one's cracked a little bit, you can break through to wherever you want to be, or wherever you can be, wherever you get to be.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you have to make a decision. Are you going to be happy or are you going to be miserable? And really, it's your choice, no matter what happened to you or is happening to you, sort of. You can still choose to do whatever you want, be whoever you want, and then find a way. That's really the bottom line. That's it.
Just, yeah, it's not a bad way to go. It's not a bad way to go. And, having some, new people to meet, new people to be around, new experiences, keeping something constant. Um, a new constant's always nice.
Yeah, Mexico is a constant adventure because so much is the same, but it's always a little different. It's like remarkable that every day can be a huge adventure, that you don't know what you're going to do when you start the day and what you're going to see or what's going to happen or what you're going to eat, but it's always going to be a new adventure if you just go outside and do stuff. Pretty cool for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little different than, being inside all the time. You gotta get out if you want to see something new.
Well,
You're
I
not
would
gonna-
be, yeah, I would be really unhappy living in the United States, and I know that. So it's a toss-up. I mean, I came here with nothing, so I don't know how to do a lot of things, and I had to learn Spanish from scratch and all this. But coming from a place where I knew how to do stuff and I could make things happen and I could speak easily with others, I still choose this. So that tells you something.
Yeah, and I mean the best way to learn a language is to, become immersed in it and just, you might not learn
Yeah.
everything right away, but you're gonna pick up on some things and pick it up a lot faster than, sitting in a classroom learning Spanish, like I did in ninth and 10th grade. And I remember, more about what from what I learned from my friends, working in my 20s and stuff. Learn a lot more Spanish that way than I learned that, but still, like, not a whole lot.
I learned a lot of Spanish, almost all my Spanish on the street and with my friends. And I speak Spanish really badly. I mean, there's lots of reasons why that's the case. Sometimes people criticize me because they don't understand there are reasons why I have trouble with learning. It's a pretty complex situation I come from that I'm surviving. So most people say, "Oh my God, you speak Spanish so well." I'm like, "Oh my God, no, I don't." Then some people say, "You lived here for 4 years. Why didn't you speak Spanish well?" I'm just like, well, you want to know the story? Do you want to understand me? Or you want to just be like most people who are super cool and like are grateful that like some crazy person showed up and like he's trying his best to assimilate and like understand to be part of community. So what's more important, that I can speak this language like fluently, or that like I can speak with my heart, I can connect with you guys all with what matters. What's that food? I want to try, I want to taste that. What does that say? That's really how you connect with people, regardless of being able to speak the same language. And I really, I know the value of that. So I'm going to continue doing that.
So, assimilate versus diversity. So, when you're in Mexico, I I would say Mexico, but it sounds really insincere. It's like me calling someone sir or ma'am if I say Mexico, but I mean Mexico, but
Yeah,
I say
yeah,
Mexico, or it'd be like saying Hawaii. But
yeah.
I try, but it
It's
sounds
okay,
terrible.
brother. These are my people now, so I need to show respect to them. I'm going to do it. I mean, I say Mexico all the time, but it's Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
So you feel there that assimilating to their culture and their ways is more, because I don't know, because like up here it seems to be kind of the opposite, where it's more everyone around in the States tries to cater more to someone else's culture, where in Mexico everyone kind of wants to, be able to just be part of the family. And it's, yeah, yeah, from where I've been there, I mean, tourist towns, not tourist towns, I've had, everyone just kind of seems nice.
People are nice here. A lot of people are really nice. And when people get to know me, I mean, I came here with nothing. I was alone. I was in a state of psychological shock. I mean, it was a traumatic set of circumstances. So everyone, like I live in an isolated town, so yes, on the weekends we have lots of visitors, but on the weekdays it's quiet. I mean, there's kids at the school playing right now, but I can walk on the street and I can, sometimes I'll just be surrounded by 2 or 3 other people, but on the weekends it could be thousands. So this is my community, and every day just being around people who accepted me, who tried to read me or understand me, and they saw how I was with them. Yeah, I clearly was not a rich gringo moving to Mexico with all their money to like exploit and for whatever reason, to start their new life for whatever reason. I wasn't coming from a place, obviously, to most people, especially after they got to know me a little bit. I wasn't coming from a place of here's another invader. I mean, I was coming from a place of I need a place to be safe, and this is a good place. So if you let me be a community member, I'll do my best to like be kind. I'm gonna support your little your tiendas, and I'm gonna eat your food, and I'm gonna be with you because I have to be somewhere, and might as well be with people who are kind, who have good food, who like when you give them money for things like food, like anywhere in the world, people who have exchanges and communities. Except here, I just look different than a lot of people, and but there's a lot of people here who are from the States and all over the world. But there's a difference between a foreigner who comes here for their like spiritual adventures and their resort stuff with their money and stay in the fancy places than people who actually become part of the community. And so with great pleasure, I am part of communities. And it's nice to be with them. And the way what we call it is I'm with La Banda. Like I'm with the people on the street. I live the struggle. We all help each other. It just so happens I look a little different. I talk different. That's the end of it.
Yeah. But at the same time, you're one of them.
Yeah,
You're
I'd like to think so. I feel that
Yeah.
way.
you're
All right, listen.
some other dude there.
Yeah, there are a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Yeah, there are lots of Mexicans that aren't with them. Like this country is a classist place, so it's less important that where I come from than how much money you have and like how you have this degrees of respect in society. So just because I look a certain way, come from a certain place, once you get to know that I'm with you, like I understand like poverty and marginalization and struggle. So just because I look a certain way and I come from a certain place, then usually that might mean something. Well, not always. So that's how I created my community, because I am with them. Like I actually am with the struggle. I am with the people who have to struggle. That makes my life beautiful. It's a lot better than being rich, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. And I mean, that gives you, kind of the freedom to do anything too at the same time, to be able to just go and, I mean, have you gone around and traveled around the area? Or you kind of stay near to where you are?
I either like to stay in my barrio. I live right near Centro, my town, the center. So everything's pretty close. I either like to stay in my barrio or the neighboring barrios, or I like to go to a neighboring town and hang out in those barrios, because then I have a really good time just being the weirdo white guy in the street, eating stuff and hanging out. Or I'm not a big fan of Mexico City, too big for me. I like small places. Or I just travel around the country. So I've had the opportunity because of my story and my work, and I know we're going to talk about it, but I have all these books that I published about my journey of healing. And I mean, I live in Mexico. I got to go on tour. I got to go places. I got to meet people. I get to speak. I got to earn some money. So I travel around the country, and I've been to many beautiful places and many amazing places in this country that you guys don't hear about north of the border, or you hear bad things about. But I've had a good experience almost everywhere I went, even when it's been in the midst of bad things.
Yeah. And when people say there's bad stuff around, it's kind of nice. So I lived in Portland, Oregon for over 30 years, and the governor back in I think the 70s had a saying, visit but don't stay. And once it became like one of the best places to live, and like, secret got out, then like everyone came in. So it's kind of nice, like, yeah, there's all this crap happening down here, like, don't come down here, don't come on down. But and then just get to live the nice life. And um so what's your favorite mode of transportation for getting around and seeing whatever?
Okay, so I I'm gonna expose my privilege here.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just the way it is. I mean, what am I? I'm not gonna lie to you.
Sure.
Like most people either have their own cars, usually they have money for that, or they have a car that's kind of broken down but it's running. Or you can lots of little mini buses that take people places. And that's normal. Like I take those, but if I'm gonna go anywhere really, I'll just pick a taxi or like a Uber style kind of ride service because I don't like being cramped. If I have to go somewhere and that's the option, then I take it. But if I have the choice and I have the money, I'd rather travel to like the next town over in a taxi and pay, the 200 pesos, which is a lot of money for some people. And I know the struggle, but just because I earn dollars and that's how I survive, I have to just remember that I have that privilege to do that and not everyone does. So the truth is the truth.
So have you kind of gotten smartened up to the taxi drivers and stuff of someone or kind of anyone trying to get over on you with
Yeah,
anything?
the thing is that you have to expect that people who have struggled for lots of things and they view by just because of TV and the media and movies and all this and the government, they view somebody that might look different as having more money. It's just the way it is. But I had a funny experience where I was in the city that's near here because I live in an isolated town. And I already knew the prices of the taxi, right? And the guy's like, I was like, I need to go to this place. And he's like, 200 pesos. And I was like, listen, buddy, I know I'm a gringo, but I freaking love Mexico and I lived here for a while. So I know for a fact that it don't cost no freaking 200 pesos to take me there. It costs 60. Are we going? He said, see. So I got in the taxi and he took me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pay this guy 100 pesos, just the 40 pesos as a tip. Because I figured someone who's going to try to do that, either it's just trying to like get a little extra money, not because they're a bad person. Maybe they want to maybe they have a problem. Maybe they see an opportunity. Maybe they have a sick child. Like who the F am I to like come to their country and then just like not respect it? Maybe someone has a problem. So I figured 100 pesos, 60 plus the 40, fist bump. Everyone's
Sure.
happy. Yeah.
So
I'll tell you one time I was in the Czech Republic and I was asked with by a taxi driver, which I don't know if you know this about the Czech Republic. That happens a lot. So I was messed with by a taxi driver who tried to take advantage of me, and he ended up leaving me on the side of the road. It was effed up. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
where were you coming back from, or where were you headed?
I was in Prague and I was heading to someone's house that I was going to stay at. Yeah, I traveled all over the world before I came to Mexico. So yeah.
So then when you were down there in Mexico, so you said you were taking the taxi, and so with the taxi, are you do you walk around then once you get to the city, or do you just take you right to the place, or what's your style?
Oh, I like to see everything that I possibly can wherever I am. So I walk around everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. But also I'm a creature of habit. So I mean, this applies to any city I go to in the world, and I've been to a lot of them for periods of time. So like if I don't go somewhere for a year and then I go back to that city, I'll go to the same places. And they remember me because look at me, right? They remember me, and like this crazy guy comes in, and yeah, I make it my part of my plan to go to the same places, see the same people, because that creates a security culture. It creates like a warmth. It creates like a sense of like connection. Like even though I don't know their names and I don't know their names, but every year I go to this spot or this store or this, I go to the same places again and again. That makes me feel good. Yeah. Yeah.
And so do you have people that come down and visit you, or you just kind of gotten onto your own now?
The thing is, I've sort of lost everybody in my life because of some bad things that happened.
Sure.
And no one has ever come to visit me. And that's okay because fuck them. Like I
Yeah.
didn't leave the United States because I wanted to. So it's funny, dude. All the time people say shit like to me, like, oh, I'm so jealous of you. I'm like, oh yeah, you're jealous of me. Great. That's great. I wish I was with you. I was like, oh yeah. Let me tell you something. All you have to do is start a new life here, a new country, you can say anywhere. And have to go to the tropics, warm all the time, everything's different. All you have to do is have your entire life get destroyed, lose everything you have, be given ultimatums by your family. You do this or else, being told by other people, shut your mouth or else, or we'll do this to you. Like, all right, okay. So I'll be a crazy person. I'll leave. I'll get away from all this shit. I'll go somewhere else with nothing. I'll start a new life in a place I don't speak the language from scratch. And then I'll build a new life, and then I'll start smiling again. I'll talk to my roses and my cats and some friends, and it's warm. I can do whatever I want. If you're jealous of that, great. You can't have the result without doing the process. And if you can have the result without doing the process, stay the F away from me because we have nothing in common. Thank you.
Did you fly down there or drive down there?
Oh man, like it's all sorts of different ways. I walked across many times. I've flown, taken buses. Yeah.
So you've gone from when okay.
I've been to the States a bunch of times. Yeah, I'm fine. I just don't want to. I'm from the Northeast, so I don't want to go back to where terrible people are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I work in the Southwest, depending. I go to do stuff. Yeah. If I feel safe. Yeah.
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 And so that's what I was gonna ask about. So you were down there during the last like whatever three years or whatever with all that stuff going
Oh,
on. What was
yeah.
that like?
I had lived here for 6 months when the pandemic started. And oh dude, talk about a trip.
Yeah.
Like our town was like barricaded. We only have we live in a valley surrounded by mountains. So there's very few ways to actually get into the town. So all the roads were barricaded and blocked by armed soldiers because the townspeople told the government, if you don't prevent people from other cities coming to our town, making us, sick, we're going to do it ourselves. And so
Wow.
the National Guard came and they set up blockades and checkpoints. And because I live here, but I didn't have a specific resident papers for my town and everything was closed. Yeah, I couldn't get in and out for months. If I wanted to, I could sneak in like in the middle of the night, like I did a bunch of times, or I'd sneak out and then I'd take a little like miniature, like little mini bus from one of the barrios. They're not checking for anybody, and that's what I did. That's what I did, and there were lots of most people from other countries left. They went back to their countries, but I stayed. I had a unique experience because I was surrounded by people who were locked in here with me. Other people from Mexico and other Latin Americans, and then the local people. And it was just our town for months and months and months. And I mean, seriously, thank the heavens that happened, because I was forced to become part of this. I had no way out, nowhere to go, no nothing. These were my people, and I was just theirs. Super cool, painful, difficult, hard, awesome, super cool.
So I mean, I don't know, because I mean, I was all over during that. I was like where I was, it didn't, nothing really changed.
Nothing changed here either, except we couldn't get in and out. Yeah.
Just couldn't get in and out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to start saying all this shit publicly because people freak out, but dude, we hardly ever wore masks. Almost no one I know was injected. We never changed a freaking thing about what we did. We all hang out the whole time, smoking and like kissing and partying, and dude, almost nothing happened to anyone I know. No one got treated. It was crazy, but we're in an isolated place. You know, the water we drink is like full of the minerals from the mountain, is volcanic water. We live in a magical place, so maybe we just were all blessed energetically. I don't know. That's what happened. Yeah.
Are there any hot springs around there? If you got some, are there, like, I don't know if there are hot springs in Mexico.
Oh yeah, in that state there are hot springs, and the next town over there are hot springs. I don't think there are hot springs in this town, but you can go up into the mountain. They have pools of water in the mountain. We drink the water directly from the ground without being treated here.
Cool.
Yeah, it's cleaned by the ports and the mountain rock. But I'm not going to show you right now, but right across from my terrace, there's a mountain that's on fire. So currently everyone's sick. Yeah, everyone's sick because the smoke is in the air, and it's making everyone's throats like tighten up, and everyone's got lumps, like these pains. And even right now I feel it too. So yeah, but yeah, it's a very amazing spiritual place. I mean, bad things happen around here, but also lots of beautiful things happen, and we have to just live in the moment and be grateful. Yeah.
So
Okay.
what's the advantage to living in the moment for everything to you?
Well, I've been sort of the understanding that I was going to die for a long time, and then like because of some reasons, and then I got used to being I got used to being alive, so so I just kind of keep going, right? And I've been threatened a lot, and a lot of things happened that would have made my life really difficult. But then I stopped giving a fuck, and I realized, like, so what? I love myself. I learned to be happy with myself, and I want to enjoy all the beautiful things that are around me. And if I could just invest myself in like being an honorable person and do everything I possibly can in the moment to connect, to be kind, to resolve if there's issues, to be loving, to embrace, to be honorable, then that's gonna be okay. And if that results in me like going to sleep at night, peacefully, or somehow, and I have a little food in me, and I can wake up in the morning and my eyes open automatically, like not because I'm trying them open like this, but they just open up on their own, then that's enough of a reason for me to respect that living in this present moment, which is all any of us can do. It's actually beautiful. It hurts,
Right.
but so what? I mean, it's better to feel the full spectrum of emotion and like recognize it and acknowledge it and be accept it and then keep going than to succumb to it. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really know how good that high is if you haven't hit that low.
Oh, dude, straight up. I mean, I only want to surround myself with people who have been through living hell. If you don't know about losing shit, like being destroyed, I mean, how can you relate with me? So, yeah.
Sure. I mean, it's attract each other.
Yeah.
You gotta have that part, and it's part of the story. It makes you want to write.
Yeah. That's right.
That's how I go and segue into that. So
that's what's up.
What did you want to write? What was the first thing when you got your new existence in place? What was the first thing you wrote? First
Yeah.
sentence.
Oh shit. I can't answer that specifically, but I'm going to tell you something about this.
Sure.
Before I lost everything, I was already like a semi-successful author. And I wrote about mental health recovery, and I've written a workbook that's been sold like 10,000 copies, and it's in 8 different languages. But I also had my life collapse. It's all sort of connected. So while I was homeless, and I was homeless for a year, I mean, let's be straight, I was a victim of retaliation. Some people needed me to shut my mouth straight up, simply because I was an honest person. I mean, look at me smile. Like I smile. I'm not like I don't give a fuck anymore. Like I learned to smile when I talked about the fact that some people decided to try to get rid of me, to shut me up. And I'm like, okay, well, you failed. And so,
Yeah.
but so here's about the books, right? Pardon
Talking
me.
about it is
Yeah.
important.
So I figured if I'm just a bad person and everyone's not going to like me and will leave my country, I'm going to write a new book called The Craig Lewis Guide to Surviving the Impossible. And so this is what I first published after I like survived homelessness and got my house here. A guide to survive the impossible, which is it's a workbook, which it has my memoir, I guess you could call it, infused into it, meaning a workbook with passages about my life experience, but also worksheets and questions to help people work through their stuff, with poems as well. And and so I broke all those sort of conventional publishing norms, the selfie on the back cover. I named the book after myself, you know what I'm saying? And so, that's what I did. And I figured, hey, if a bunch of people don't like me or they don't, whatever, well, $13.99 and you can know the story. Because if you're Googling me or you're my family or some sort of, I'm like, ta-da! I'm like, that worked out pretty well for me.
And that's usually the part where you kind of get the most real. I mean, once everything's fucking like, you know what? Well, I got one last shot. Just fuck it. Let's go. Let's do this. It's gonna maybe piss off a lot of people. And I did the same thing in wrestling. And that's the thing that fucking clicked the most with people, was when I did that. And I pissed off a lot of people, but that was the most impactful thing I did, was once I lost everything.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Fucking A, dude. Respect.
fucking A. And so you got the book out, and then what happened once the book was out? How much of a burden was lifted from you?
Dude, I'm suffering. Like, yes, I'm smiling, and it's awesome. But I'm proud of myself, but I'm still living with the burden. I mean,
sure.
like, that's why I have to live in the moment. But I mean, I fucking did it. I keep doing things to make my life better. I keep creating things that can help other people. I keep trying to help other people have opportunities to make their lives better. I basically have created a business surrounding how I was called a bad person and I'm a crazy person, all these things. I'm like, okay, next. There's 7 billion people on this planet. I need to just stop paying attention to the people who don't know what the F they're talking about. And those people just so happen to be people with power and people with money and influence and all this shit. So what can I say? Ta-da!
Yeah, here it is.
Not everyone's gonna like you. And a lot of people don't like me for being me, but I'm happy and whatever.
And honest. A lot of people don't like honest and the truth. They don't like hearing that, because that can be a tough pill to swallow. But when you like to tell it like it is, you tell it like it is. And what the fuck ever. What the fuck ever. It's cathartic.
Listen, to everyone out there who is in a situation and you're like, okay, it looks like my life's going to collapse, or I got to do this, some crazy shit. Just fucking do it. If you don't like the people in your life, you don't like where you live, and you don't like what you're doing, and you're angry at this, and these people don't want you to hear all this bullshit, What are you fighting for? If your ship is gonna sink, you might as well like make that rock. Like use that sinking ship as your life raft. And then when that sinks, maybe you're gonna find a log or a dolphin, or maybe you're gonna get eaten by a shark. But it's better than just throwing your hands in the air or rolling over and letting other people who have their own issues, their own problems, just take you out. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Start
Do it.
grabbing
Yeah.
onto you and pulling you under, and
Yeah.
you knock them the fuck out, I guess, and then just swim off on your own way. Go do your own thing.
You know what? Believe in miracles. Like, why not? Like, can anyone really tell anybody that they know better than anyone else? Do you really know the history of the universe? Like, we have science, right? But there's lots of things we don't know. How do we know anything? How do I know that right where I am, I'm not sitting around with the ancestors of my family or of your family or of the people of this land? I don't know nothing other than what I do know. So if I believe that, like, I'm here for a reason, if you believe as the person listening to these words, that you exist for a reason, that you were born not just to be a pincushion, that you were born not just to be a toilet, that you were born not just to die and be subservient, no matter who is trying to do what to you. If you believe that you took that first breath, not as a property of someone or anything that someone owns, but someone who is a free being, just like a cat or a dog or a raccoon or a lizard, that's going to live their life because that's the gift they were given, then take that opportunity, no matter what, and run with it, just like a wild animal. That's all we are at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking wild animals, man, is what we are, who we are, what we do. And what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Who's gonna say no? Who's gonna say no? You can't be a wild animal because you are a wild animal. You can't say don't be a wild animal, but you are a wild animal. So fuck it, fuck them. Do what you like. Be happy.
Don't hurt other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't be harmful. We're all gonna be harmful in some way, but like, don't be intentionally cruel. Try to fix your mistakes. Try to make amends. Try to be honorable. Like accept when you're wrong. Apologize if you can. Like, fix shit. You don't have to live. You don't have to create your own grave. But also remember that all human beings live in a delusion, because if you actually like accepted what you saw in front of you and the things you know about as what it really is, like murders, destruction, war, all this shit's happening all around us, and we just kind of make believe, and we make believe because we have to. So we all live in this reality that is this forced reality, but well, just because you have to live in that doesn't mean you have to adhere to it. So when you don't adhere to it, then you become a crazy person or a bad person. You get isolated. So what? It's better than living in a forced delusion that like everything's okay. No, everything's not okay. You were just forced to accept that to get through the day. But if you actually talk to yourself about it, you're like, shit, we're all fucked. So don't be fucked. Be happy and do good with your community. Accept people, embrace them, love them, tell them to fuck off when you need to, and keep going. Do the right thing. And if you're fortunate, then tomorrow's going to come. It's going to be a better day. That's what I have to say about that.
And let's fucking end it right there. That's perfect. I love it. So Gregorio, where are people going to find you? Where are they going to buy your book? Where are they going to do anything?
Well, where are they going to do anything is not in my control. But what I can tell you is if you want to get this book or any other of the books I've authored, then at this point in time, you can go to my website. I'm going to give you a special link because my website's being rebuilt. Yeah, because my website's being rebuilt right now. So until it's ready, it's not going to be ready. So you can go to a special link, and that's where you can find all my books. SanityIsAFullTimeJob.org/collections/Craigs, my name in English, CRAIGS -books. BOOKS. SanityIsAFullTimeJob.org/collections/Craigs, CRAIGS -books, BOOKS.
And I'm throwing this up in the description so you guys can check it out there too. So, Gregorio, Craig, thank you so much. Awesome getting to talk to you. Very much enjoyed it. And go out and, fucking live, fucking live it, learn it, love it, whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever
that's
you
what's up.
do, whatever you do, just fucking enjoy that.
I don't even know what day it is. I have a
You don't
broken. Yeah,
Do you need
I
to?
don't need to know. I have a broken toe. So the past few days I've been walking around real slow, just being local gringo and doing my thing. And I'm having a great time, smiling at people, talking to people. That's what I'm gonna go do right now too.
Yeah. But
Respect.
you know what? When you are walking around really slow in a place, that's where you see everything. When you're walking really slow, that's where you're going to see everything. You're going to see everything. You're going to get the most interaction with anyone.
Yeah.
So fucking go enjoy that.
I love my people, man. I love my people. I love my people. Yeah.
That's what it's about. All right. Hey, well,
Right.
have a great fucking day. We'll talk soon.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Peace.
Bye-bye. That was Gregorio, man. Fucking, yeah, well, you gotta hear that, man. Go out and be fucking happy and buy his book. Check out his stuff. I'll put it in the link or in the description. I'll put the link in the description. You can just click on it. That's all you have to do. It's not hard. Anyone can do that. Fucking crackhead down the street can do it. You can do it. Anyway, so you guys, thanks for listening to the Public Access Podcast on the Quantum Global Broadcasting Network, brought to you by Stoner Eats. And you guys, that is the show, man. Boom.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
Ernest! Ernest! Ernest!
Yes, Pee-wee.
You brought the snacks, right?